Hey guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. I do apologize, it's pretty sunny outside, but I just wanted to get on here, and if you follow me on Instagram at all, you saw a few nights ago I did a post and I said I was going to be doing a new vlog in the next couple days. The vlog in the post is going to be about, insecurities, different struggles that people face, and it came to my attention because I go on Facebook. I don't have a ton of friends. Basically everybody that's my friend on Facebook I actually know. And I've just noticed lately that a lot of the posts on Facebook are becoming nasty. They're becoming mean, and a lot of them are about like body image, and it's not just for women, it's for men and women, and a lot of it is just, for me, it makes me sad and mad when I see stuff like that. And I wanted to just get on here and kind of address it because it brought up a good point. Like when I've seen some of this stuff, it's brought up a good point of, especially in the CF community, I guess is probably the best thing I'm trying to say. And I'm a writer. I'm a thorough writer. I love writing. And I've even said on these vlogs, things that are therapeutic for me is writing. And when I started seeing this and it decided, I want to address this because there's a lot of people with CF who go through the same thing. I started making my list and going through some things that I wanted to cover because I really think, especially nowadays, that it can really help someone, or I could maybe just relate with someone who's like, I'm going through the same thing and know they're not alone. So have you ever heard of the saying, be one with your thoughts? So I decided to do this. I had some time, but I decided to do this in one of the places I'm most comfortable. And for me, it's in my car. Right now, I'm one with my thoughts. I have my coffee. It's a little coffee break. I have some coffee. I'm one with my thoughts, and I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys. Like I said, it's not just women who have these things that, go on, whether it's insecurities or silent struggles, silent battles. There's a lot of things that people go through that you don't know. I did a video, one of my very first videos, it was around Christmas time. It was called Behind Closed Doors. Nobody knows your struggle. No one knows your story. No one knows what's going on. And it's nobody's business but your own, unless you feel the need to share it. There's things that I've gone through that I have not shared with my closest family. Probably my mom and dad because I'm most comfortable with them, but not the whole world doesn't need to know. One of the things, it's one of the biggest things is probably body image. Whether it's, people teasing or bullying, and, it's even hard to talk about it because people don't want to talk about it. It's either an all or nothing thing. A lot of people think I'm in this myself. It's this silent struggle, the silent battle. And I wanted to wrap it around having CF because some of the things that at an early age, I learned not to let that kind of stuff bother me, but that is not the case for everybody. One of the biggest things, and even to this day, I still hear it from, sometimes family, sometimes friends, when it comes to weight. And for someone with CF, that can be offensive. A lot of people talk about their weight of, I want to lose weight, you need to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. One of the biggest things with CF is, with having CF, it's hard to gain weight. We need to gain weight to keep healthy. And when we get sick, we drastically lose weight, and that's not good. And for years, I've gotten, oh, you're so lucky you're skinny. Oh, you're so skinny. It must be nice. You know what? It's not always the case. I mean, sometimes being told you're so skinny, or, oh, it's so easy, you can eat whatever you want. sometimes that's as hard as being told, you need to lose weight. Because you know what? Gaining weight is sometimes as hard as losing weight. And when it's a battle for someone, when you're told you either have to gain this much weight or you need a feeding tube, when you're told, oh, it must be nice to be skinny, that's not okay, That's the kind of body image, that's blemishes. It's a scar. We have scars. And I don't know if this video is going to make sense, but I wanted to do it, I do all of these videos for myself. And it was just something that in the moment, this is what I decided, what I think needs to be addressed. Maybe just for myself as a reminder. And maybe just as a reminder for myself that thankfully I've been able to overcome it. For me, it's not really an issue anymore, but it used to be, when I was little, people used to always be like, oh, you must be so lucky, blah, blah, blah. It's not that case, And I think one of the things that people don't understand is there's so much that goes on that nobody knows. Every single person, whether they admit it or not, has a silent battle or a silent struggle they go through every single day with themselves. Every single day, every single person, guaranteed, you just don't know. And sometimes one little thing can trigger an emotion that you don't know. A silent battle is, it's something that you don't know what's going on in someone's life. For me, when I posted a picture on Instagram on Friday, so a few days ago, and I took a picture of myself. I took a selfie of myself after a really long day, and it was a picture of me with no makeup on, no filters, and physically, I look okay. I mean, I have the dark circles under my eyes, but you don't know what's going on inside. It was the picture of someone who, it's been a really long day. I was exhausted. My lungs ached. My lungs hurt, which is something I go through every single day. But if you meet me any day of the week, you wouldn't know, because it's not something I advertise with everybody. Like, hey, look at me, my lungs hurt. It's not something that I go through and tell everybody. I'm an open book, so if someone says, are you doing okay? I'll probably tell them. But it's not something that I'm just going to tell every single person I know. It's not a silent battle for me, but it's just not something I'm going to advertise, with my coffee girl in the mornings. When she's like, hey, how's your day? I'm not going to say, oh, my lungs are like, you know what I mean? There's like a point of, you know what I mean? One of the other things, when people say, oh, you look tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm hurting. When you tell me I'm tired, I just, sometimes when someone comes up to you and they're like, oh yeah, I've had a long day, I'm tired. Sometimes in my head, I'm like, yeah, but you don't know what I went through today. But you know what? Shame on me, because I don't know what they went through either. And it's these little things, these little battles that we all go through, that we all struggle with. And we all have scars. We all have a story. And that's what makes us so perfectly unique and so beautiful. But we all have a story, and not everybody knows our story. We have pain. We all have some kind of pain. And I think, one of the biggest ones, we all have scars. I will show you. I don't know if you can see or not. But you know what? I don't think you can see. But my whole arm on this side, and even on my other, those are scars. Those are scars from hundreds of procedures, hundreds of, PICC line, all that kind of stuff that I've gone through. But you know what? It makes me perfectly unique, and it makes me so beautiful, because there's not another person out there just like me. You know what I mean? Another thing, body image. You guys, that is probably the biggest thing going on I'm not even going to get on a rampage of like society and all that, but it is a big thing. And one of the biggest things I hear with CF is, you don't look sick. You know what? I don't. And I purposely do that because you know what? I don't need people coming up and being like, oh my gosh. When someone says, but you don't look sick, I say thank you. Because you know what? That means I'm trying so hard. I'm trying and I'm praying that I'm making it through the day. And this may sound like, oh my gosh, like your health is, no. But you know what? There's some days that are harder than others. And it's not just with having CF. That's everybody. Look at moms. Moms have a really hard job. And it's, then there's, people who have different battles. There's people with cancer. There's all sorts of things. But sometimes those little things that we don't realize hurt people kind of sting a little bit, And I think one of the things I wanted to touch and I wanted to bring up, I am a Christian. I believe in God every day. I say my morning prayers and I say my nightly prayers and I thank God for another day. I understand there are some people who are not, but that is who I am. And when I was in high school, my mom had me read a book called Do You Think I'm Beautiful? And that book is phenomenal. If you are a woman or a teenager or any age, I would recommend that book to you, especially if you have CF and especially if you have a secret battle that you go through every single day, especially if it comes to body image, what people think about you, all of that. Because that book, I wish I had it with me. I do have it at home. I'll maybe take a picture of it and that's how I'll post this. But Do You Think I'm Beautiful? I was homeschooled and my mom, so I did online homeschooling and my mom wanted me to have a little bit of a Christian based. And so I would, read different Christian based books. And that was a book my mom and dad chose me to read. And I apologize. That book changed my life. And when I say changed my life, that book reminded me who I am. That book reminded me that God created every single one of us differently. God created every single one of us for a reason, for a purpose. But it also reminded me and it taught me, everybody gets something different out of a book. But for me, it taught me how to have confidence in myself. It taught me how to have confidence in dealing with, hard topics, especially, body image or those comments of, but you don't look sick, or must be nice to be skinny, or, it kind of, you've heard the feeling like 10 feet tall and bulletproof. It kind of made me a little bit bulletproof, It built some strength onto my shoulders, and it taught me that, as long as I know the real me, as long as I am true to myself, it does not matter what any single person says about me. Someone could say I'm ugly, I don't look nice, I don't care, And someone out there right at this second is probably thinking, it's easy for you, but Paige, you don't know me. And you know what? You're right. I don't know you, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that God created you to be the perfect you. God created you to be as beautiful as you are. He put every scar on your body. He put everything together, and He's putting you on this amazing journey, even if it's a struggle now. But that book taught me that I am perfect just the way I am. And especially when it comes to, guys or dating, it's taught me not to change, change for the better. But I don't have to change to be what society thinks I should be. I am who I am, and I am proud of that. I am proud, so proud, that I am a confident 24-year-old woman who lives with cystic fibrosis every day, and every day God blesses me with another day to wake up. That's who I am. I may not be perfect. I have scars all over my body. I may not wear the most expensive clothes or the clothes that are in season, even though I used to work in fashion retail. I may not have the brand new car or, the most expensive this, and I may not have the perfect life or the life that someone thinks I should have. But you know what? I live a life right now that makes me happy. It makes me who I am. It makes me appreciate the life I live. That the book, Do You Think I'm Beautiful, taught me that I am beautiful. It doesn't matter who's saying what or who's thinking what, as long as I am happy with me. I am happy with my life. I feel comfortable in my body. And I know I'm beautiful. And I know God created me for a reason. God created me for a purpose. And I know that God created each and every one of us for a reason, for a purpose, and that's what makes the world go round. God, for me, what gets me through with having the confidence and the insecurities and the pain every day, or the struggles of what anyone goes through, is the quote or the saying in my mind that I tell myself every day. God didn't create junk. Every single one of us is worth it. You are worth it. You are beautiful. And you are special. And you know what? There may be struggles that you are going through right now that you may be thinking, Paige, you don't know my story. And you know what? I don't know your story, but I want to. I want to hear your story, and I want to, see you with that victory at the end of the road. And I want to see, I want to see your journey. And I want to hear the success or the wonderful things. And you know what? Sometimes it's the little things. Sometimes it's the little things that, I'm not perfect. I've always said, if I was perfect, my life would be way different. But you know what? I'm perfectly imperfect, and I'm okay with that. But sometimes, even if we are like myself, I'm able to be confident with myself, that doesn't mean we don't have rough days or, things don't come up. One of the things I do for myself is I love to read. Reading and writing and vlogging is therapeutic for me. If I have an issue or a problem or just a little off, if I can write or if I can vlog or if I can, just get my thoughts out, sometimes it's just calling my mom on the phone or sending my dad a text. Sometimes that's all I need. Sometimes I just need to vent. And sometimes it's sitting in my car, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's sitting in my car with a cup of coffee, and that makes me feel better. And you know what? Sometimes, another thing, it doesn't have to cost money, but sometimes to make yourself feel better, you do have to treat yourself a little bit. I'm not saying do something drastic, but you know what? Sometimes, instead of, that small coffee, get a large. Sometimes that's what you need for the day. Sometimes instead of that small, get a large. Sometimes you get 2 coffees in one day instead of 1. Sometimes it's just, getting your nails painted by somebody other than yourself. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's just going for a drive for an hour and just taking back roads and seeing the beautiful scenery. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's reading a good book. And for me, one of my favorite books right now, it's a daily devotional. It's called 100 Days to Brave. Sometimes it's going on YouTube and just finding an inspirational video. Sometimes it's going on Instagram and looking at inspirational quotes or inspirational tags. Sometimes it's reading other bloggers. Sometimes it's, sometimes it's like the simple things, Sometimes it's going home and just sitting on the couch for 5 minutes, petting my dog, as silly as that sounds. Sometimes it's just the little things. Sometimes for me, some of my favorite things is I am a dreamer. I am a huge dreamer. And I've been told before, don't get your hopes up. Oh my gosh, that dream is so far out there. But you know what? That makes me excited. That puts a fire inside of me, and that drives me. There's one saying, and I'm going to say this, and you know what? I don't care what people think. I know I say this in every video. I'm like, some people might think, that's because, like I said in one of my videos, everybody has an opinion, and especially if it's a negative one, They're not afraid to share it. And you know what? That's okay. That is their God-given opinion. Sometimes shared when it's not supposed to. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes people aren't going to like you. Sometimes people aren't going to like what you're talking about. Sometimes people are going to think you're weird because you blog, you're a writer, and now you talk to yourself on a camera in your car. That's okay. It makes me happy. It's who I am. I don't care what the person over there thinks of what kind of clothes I'm wearing. I don't care if they think, oh, I'm not skinny enough, or, oh my gosh, why is, what is she thinking? That's okay. It's okay. Because I'm me. I'm not pretending to be somebody I'm not. I'm myself. And it takes a while to get to that point. It takes a while to build that confidence of knowing how to brush it off. Some people say it's thick skin. I don't want to say it's thick skin, because sometimes when you think of thick skin, you think of no feeling and no emotion. It comes with being able to be confident enough in yourself to remember that you are important. You are a blessing. You're beautiful. And you know what? Sometimes, just because I have CF, sometimes just because I have an incurable illness and statistics on myself and all this stuff, you know what? It's okay. I'm okay when people look at me because I cough all the time and think of me as the sick kid. That's okay. That's their opinion. It's not about them. It's about you. You matter. And, one of the things, the one big thing is you have to have a fresh mindset. You have to be able to slowly build your confidence and slowly remember that you are important. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you. It doesn't matter. Don't try to please everyone, because you never will. You will never please everyone. Ever. Ever. And it is the truth. You will never, ever, ever please everybody. But you know what? We're all imperfect. We all have scars. We all have blemishes. And we all do and say things that we probably shouldn't sometimes. I'm guilty of it. I'm not perfect. But every day, I'm thankful. I'm very grateful. And I'm blessed with the life that God has blessed me with so far. I pray every day for the future that I dream of. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that as long as I have God's approval and God on my shoulders, I know I'm going to be okay. And I just wanted to get on here and share my little thoughts on this. And I don't know if it'll make sense to everyone or anyone. And that's okay. But if it does, I really hope it helps. Because there's a lot of people who want to knock you down. There is. There's a lot of people who want to see you fail. There's a lot of people who want to, see the bad in everything instead of the opposite. And it's sad. But you know what? It's okay. Because you're beautiful. You're perfect. God approves. God created you for a reason. You may be down a really crazy journey, lots of struggles, and you know what? You may not know how you're going to get out of it. But just trust in God, and everything is going to be okay, because you matter. And don't try to please everyone, because you're not going to be able to. And if I can give one piece of advice to anybody, remember that God doesn't create junk. I'll see you next time.